Hi,
Hello, we are the volunteer and donor analysis group. My name is Jillian.
and my name's Marissa. And our goal being in this group was to analyze the data that Talmar sent over for us, the data that they had available. And basically, we just wanted to see how Talmar could retain volunteers long term and gain more volunteers, especially during COVID, and what other volunteer opportunities they could create or continue on that would allow people to enter this volunteer world or stay in it in a global pandemic.
We started this process by using all the materials given to us and breaking them up. We figured out what each volunteer's position was at Talmar, as you can see by the graph. A large number of them did the field work, which was on the farm with the participants in programs. That was about 74% of them. And the remaining 26% did miscellaneous stuff in office support, special programming, working on board of directors. Unfortunately, because a majority of volunteers did volunteer on the farm, we lost a large number of volunteer participants when COVID happened. So, a big goal for us was to retain those volunteers through COVID friendly volunteer programs. These volunteer programs could consist of people doing online work, such as things as reaching out to donors or sending thank you notes to donors, doing research for the program, with things like such as new agricultural techniques, new farming techniques, or even just coming up and brainstorming ideas of ways that we can expand Talmar. Another huge thing was, while everything is online, we thought that people could do office support from home, which would be kind of scanning what you have as paper files right now on your volunteer data, and people can then translate that virtually, which can be used in the future.
So this graph shows the volunteer data that Talmar has currently uploaded into like Excel spreadsheets, which people can analyze virtually. So basically, since 2017 to current years, volunteers have been increasing steadily. At least the number of volunteers has. There was a jump in 2019. And if we can go to the next slide, we can see that the number of hours each volunteer works, which is represented by each one of these dots, the number of hours has been declining over the years. So while there is more people volunteering, they are staying for less time, which is represented by this little trend line we see here on this graph. So the median number of hours that volunteers worked was 12, with 1 being the minimum, so they didn't stay for long, and 152.7 for the maximum number of hours. I'm not sure how long, over what period of time those were worked for. There was one outlier who worked for 765 hours, which I believe was from 2017 till 2019, which is not shown on this graph. If we go to the next graph, we can see that so the bottom line is 2017, and as it goes up from there, it's each year from then, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. We can see that people worked more hours in the earlier years. 2018 had one person working the 152 hours. So there's more little blue dots. There's more volunteers in 2020, but they're not staying for as long, which was one of our goals for analyzing this data. If Jillian wants to say some words on that.
Yes. So from Marissa's three graphs, which were very well executed, we came to what our final or overall goal was, which was wanting to retain your volunteers for a much longer duration than they already are. Unfortunately, due to the amount of information we have, we weren't able to come to a full conclusion. But with our first goal, which was implementing COVID office work, we want to be able to come to our second goal, which is from that COVID office work where people translate what we have on paper virtually, and we can continue to analyze and look data about the volunteers. We want to create a larger program based off of where volunteers are coming from, the age demographic they're coming from, and even what their occupation is, so we can better market Talmar to people who will be able to come and work longer hours for a longer duration of time and hopefully eventually turn into donors.
I think especially with COVID going on, it would be way easier to gain volunteers to work in office support and stuff like that because there's not much work on the farms right now. If you guys have any questions or just want to say hey, you can send us an email inquiring about anything we just talked about. Mine is Marissa Reese 56 at gmail.com because I don't know my Goucher email address off the top of my head. Um, I guess we can put it in the description of this YouTube video, which I think you guys will be watching this on. So mine will be down there. Jillian, if you want to say yours too, and we can put that in the description as well.
You can reach me at GISIC001 at goucher.edu.
All right, you guys. Thanks for letting us analyze your data. We'll be around if you have any questions or anything. We're at home. It's COVID, so shoot us an email if you have any questions. Thank you so much. It was great learning about you. Bye.